now rocking with the best. Debates get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tackle topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring that heat like Miami on a whole nother level like I'm Otani. I prove points by helping you visualize, using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the Real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what to do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast, man. I want to talk about the breakdown of every African-American quarterback and their adversity to NFL stardom, okay? Hey, before I get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But I want to talk about all the African-American quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and I'm going to tell y'all something. The reason why I'm breaking this down is because I want to show you all, the Shedeur Sanders fans, that Shedeur Sanders has not faced one drop of adversity. And when I say adversity, I mean beating out another quarterback, okay? From the time he was in high school, from the time Shedeur Sanders was in high school, he pretty much didn't even have a backup quarterback. Let me tell y'all something. I looked it up. Shedeur Sanders had not been a backup quarterback in his football career. He has always been the starting quarterback for a team he has played for, including Jackson State and Colorado. While he was a three-star prospect, he has not likely to have been a backup quarterback in high school. His father, Deion Sanders, has been his offensive coordinator. Okay. The things that he said that made him a number 44, a number 144th pick. If you ain't trying to change the culture, then don't draft me. Do you want that on? I'm just asking, do y'all want that on your team? Hey, they bring a lot of media BS to them, with them. Do you want that in your building? These are questions that I want to ask the audience, okay? This is the thing that I want to ask you all when it comes down to Shedeur Sanders. And this is the reason why I did this podcast, because I want to show y'all that every African-American quarterback in the league right now has went through some type of adversity. I'm going to start off with Jacoby Brissett. Okay, Jacoby Brissett, his New England career, he was a career backup basically in New England, Indiana, Miami, Washington, and New England as well again, okay? But he got beat out again this year. But to start off, he been a backup. He was a backup in New England. He started a couple games, but he went through adversity to become a starting quarterback in the NFL. Jaden Daniels, hey, a lot of people, the Washington Commanders quarterback, okay? Did y'all know Jaden Daniels? First of all, he started off his career at ASU, and then he transferred to LSU, okay, because he felt like it was a better opportunity. He came in, and then he pretty much dominated, winning the Heisman Trophy in his last year at LSU, facing adversity. Okay, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was benched in the national championship game when he was at Alabama. Then he transferred to Oklahoma. Then he was drafted, and then he basically had to beat out and took over for Carson Wentz. It was y'all that knew Carson Wentz had just got a big contract. Okay, he was the Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback in Week 13. Adversity. So that means that Jalen Hurts went through so much adversity to become that $240 million quarterback that he is right now. Okay, let's go. Lamar Jackson. Everybody know Lamar Jackson stayed in that draft room for the longest. He had to beat out a quarterback when he was at Louisville. When he became the starter, he went on to win a Heisman Trophy. They wanted him to switch positions because they said he was better as a wide receiver. Had to wait until the end of the first round before the Baltimore Ravens took him. Then he came in and he ended up beating out Joe Flacco for his starting position. And this right here is why Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson that we see today. The MVP Lamar Jackson, the most dynamic quarterback, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL today, Lamar Jackson, because he had to face adversity from Louisville all the way to the NFL. Okay, now let's talk about Jordan Love. He had to sit back behind Aaron Rodgers. He pretty much had to sit like 2 or 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers before he became the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. All right, let's talk about Kyler Murray. He started at Texas A&M before he transferred. He had the backup Baker Mayfield, and then he came in and won a Heisman and became the number one draft pick, the number one overall pick. And this right here is the Kyler Murray that we see today in Arizona, facing adversity. go and have to beat out somebody. You see, all of these quarterbacks that I just named had faced adversity, had to beat out. Either they had to sit behind somebody, I had to beat somebody out, or they had to prove to somebody that they was not a wide receiver. They was really a quarterback. Anthony Richardson. I keep hitting this microphone. I apologize. Anthony Richardson. Okay, we know Anthony Richardson for the Colts. He backed up Emory Jones in his first season before he became the starting quarterback at Florida. Okay, facing adversity, and right now he's sitting there. He's going to be in a battle this season for his starting quarterback, his starting position with Daniel Jones. Adversity. Okay, so all of these quarterbacks I keep naming, they faced adversity, and I'm gonna talk about one of the best, the best quarterback in the league right now, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City had to trade down. Patrick Mahomes was pretty much the end of the first round type of quarterback. That's what draft analysts said. Okay, he said they had to trade down to draft him, and then he had to sit a whole season behind Alex Smith before he became the starter, facing adversity. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Facing adversity. Dak Prescott was a fourth round draft pick. When Tony Romo was injured in the preseason, that's when Dak Prescott pretty much took over, which the Cowboys was hoping that he would be the backup for that season. But because Tony Romo's injury led into the season, then that is when Dak Prescott became the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback, and he just never relinquished that position. He's just been their starter ever since then. But guess what? He was brought in to be a backup. Okay, Geno Smith, he's just a career backup. Okay, before he became the starter for the Seattle Seahawks, and now he's the starter most likely for the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, C.J. Stroud, he had to back up Justin Fields his freshman year at Ohio State before he became a starting quarterback. Okay, Deshaun Watson, he was the backup for Cole Stone at the start of his freshman year. I mean, at the start of his freshman year. Then I don't know if y'all remember, Brock Osweiler was the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans when they drafted Deshaun Watson. So they ended up having to trade Brock Osweiler, and that's when Deshaun Watson became the starting quarterback. But Brock Osweiler was supposed to be the Houston Texans starting quarterback. They had just gave him a big contract. But Deshaun Watson, he had to face some adversity. Okay? And he probably going to face more adversity when he comes back from his Achilles injury, but because he's probably going to have to beat out maybe Shedeur Sanders, maybe Dylan Gabriel, probably Joe Flacco. We're going to beat out at least 3 quarterbacks. So, adversity. Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was the backup at Oklahoma behind Spencer Rattler, and then ended up, when he beat him out mid-season, then he ended up going to USC, winning a Heisman Trophy, and then that's why we see the Caleb Williams that we see today, because guess what? He had to beat out a 5-star quarterback with Spencer Rattler, and then he ended up transferring to to USC, and then he became the starting quarterback there and going to win the Heisman to become the number 1 overall pick. Okay, Russell Wilson was drafted in the 3rd round by the Seattle Seahawks, and then he had to beat out Matt Flynn. I don't know if y'all remember, they gave Matt Flynn a big contract before Russell Wilson got in, and then also Tavares Jackson. He had to beat out Tavares Jackson before he was the starting quarterback in Seattle. He goes on to win a Super Bowl, and now that's why it's the Russell Wilson that we got right now. And he's probably going to face more adversity this season in New York. He'll probably have to beat out a quarterback there as well. So that is what I'm talking about, man. But I'm going to talk about the next 2 quarterbacks, and then we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Bryce Young had to sit out behind Mac Jones. I don't know if y'all remember at Alabama. He had to sit behind Mac Jones before he became the starter. And he goes on to win a Heisman Trophy, and he become the number 1 pick. So even Cam Newton, I ain't even got Cam Newton on here when he was in the NFL. You remember he had to sit back at Florida behind quarterbacks. He had to go to Blaine College, then come back, go to Auburn, and then when he win the national championship before he became the number 1 overall pick, and he goes on to win MVP, lead his team to the Super Bowl. So all of these quarterbacks face adversity. And that's right here what's bringing us surprise. This right here what brings us to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders started off his career at Trinity High School in Texas, and he never had to beat out another quarterback. Deion Sanders never brought in a quarterback that could actually even beat or even challenge his son. If you go back and look at it, he never had a quarterback that can beat him out in high school. He never had a quarterback that can beat him out at Jackson State, and he never had a quarterback that can beat him out in Colorado. They basically recruit quarterbacks that was basic quarterbacks, regular quarterbacks that really couldn't play that good. That if they go to any other team, they would probably be over there holding a clipboard. I mean, with no pads on. Okay, they'll probably have on the vest. You know, the vest that you when you sitting in the sign. Yes, that's exactly what they would probably have if they went to any other school. And that is the quarterback that Deion Sanders put behind his son because he knows that those type of quarterbacks will never challenge his son for a starting position. This is the first time that Shedeur Sanders will actually have to go through adversity. This is the first time that he will have to go through something where he is in a quarterback battle, okay, with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. Okay, Deshaun Watson is going to be out for the season, so we know he won't be there. But if he was there, that would be 4 quarterbacks that he would have to beat out. This is the first time. I'm ready to see what this kid can do. I'm ready to see if he can possibly beat out these quarterbacks. Can he possibly beat out Joe Flacco, the vet? Can he possibly beat out the vet and Kenny Pickett? Can he beat out fellow rookie and Dylan Gabriel? We don't know, but we're going to find out. But all those quarterbacks that I just named, all those quarterbacks went through adversity. All those quarterbacks, before they became star quarterbacks in the NFL, they all went through some type of adversity. Now it's time for Shedeur Sanders. This is the first time that Shedeur Sanders don't have his father as his head coach or his offensive coordinator. That can be very scary. That can be very scary because guess what? This right here is the first time that his dad don't handpick his offensive coordinator. That can be very scary. It can. Because if you had one person telling you something for your entire life, now you're about to go and have a whole different offensive coordinator, a whole different head coach. I want to see how you react to it. But all those quarterbacks that I just named, they all went through some type of adversity to become who they are today. Even Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for an entire season. He took over in game 7. I think it was game 16, 17, the last game of the season, and he had a monster game. The Kansas City Chiefs knew that they had their guy. So in the offseason, they pretty much let Alex Smith go, and then they brought Patrick Mahomes in, and that's why we got Patrick Mahomes. But he didn't even play his rookie year. So he faced adversity. Even though he was a hell of a quarterback at Texas Tech, he faced adversity. And that's just something that we cannot say that Shedeur has done. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out, can he face adversity? We're going to find out, can he go through the deep grind of a quarterback battle, the first quarterback battle he would ever have in his entire football career. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Until next time, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. Until next time, y'all have a great Saturday morning.